In today's video, I thought I'd give you 5 tips that might help if you're looking to become a therapist or if you're a therapist already. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome to Therapy Business School. My name is James. If it's the first time you've been here, welcome to the channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm an online counsellor, hypnotherapist and life coach. I'm also an author, a podcaster and a YouTuber. So here are 5 tips of things that you may not have realised you may need to develop if you are either a student wanting to become a therapist or if you're a qualified therapist already. Number 5 is probably the biggest one. So let's start off with number 1. Number 1 is mindset. You're going to have to develop a strong mindset for obstacles that are going to come up that you don't even know at the moment exist. So what kind of stuff could this be? Well, it might be you try and find a way of doing things. You make that decision within yourself that you're going to get things across the finish line. Mindset is huge. Henry Ford has a great quote on this. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're probably right. So this is about developing a can-do mindset. And I'll tell you the true story. For those who may not know, before I was a therapist, I was a detective in the police for over 20 years. Now, when I made the decision that I was going to resign from that job and do what I do now, a few people around me were quite concerned. More concerned than I was, because my mindset was, I'm going to do it. And I went out for a coffee one day with a friend, and she was saying, are you sure you're doing the right thing? I was like, yeah, definitely. Are you really sure? Yeah, I'm fine with it. And in the end, she blurted something out. It's like she had to get it off her chest. And she said, the grass isn't always greener though, you know. And I had to laugh, and I said, it is if you water it. You see, I wasn't expecting it to be all sunshine and rainbows. I knew there was going to be difficulties. I knew there was going to be a different rate of pay. I knew that I'd probably have to work longer hours on my business than I would in my job within the police. Was I prepared to do it? Yeah, I was. Because my mindset was on point. So look at developing your mindset where you get crystal clear in your mind. This is happening, and I don't care what else happens. This is happening. And that's number 1. Number 2, boundaries. Huge. Now, I don't mean the boundaries that you have with your clients. You know, the time frame, the ethical boundaries, the confidential boundaries. I don't mean those. I mean the boundaries you have with yourself. Now, this can be quite a revelation. And I'm going to tell you another true story. I think I might have mentioned this on my last video, I can't recall. But in case I didn't, here it is anyway. A friend of mine said to me, this is some time ago now, when was the last time you had a day off? My time off boundaries. And I said, oh, it wasn't that long ago. And they said, okay, when was it? I said, I don't know. Why'd you ask? And they said, because every time I speak to you, you tell me that you've either been seeing clients or you're working on your business. So when was the last time you had a day off? And I had to really think about this. And I was thinking, well, I don't know. When I eventually uncovered this, it had been 3 months since I'd had a day off. Too long. Far too long. So my time off boundaries was way off. So here's what I do now. Now, I book a day off for myself in my diary. That's as important as a client booking. So I'm okay in some boundaries, and I'm still not the master of the universe with all boundaries. Is anyone? But the more boundaries I get in place, the better my life is going to be. You might have heard me say on these videos before, and I definitely say this in therapy sessions with clients. Boundaries don't confine you. Boundaries, real boundaries that you create, give you your freedom. So boundaries give you your freedom. No boundaries makes you a prisoner. Was I being a bit of a prisoner for those 3 months? If I'm honest, I absolutely was. Don't do that anymore. So now my time off boundaries has gone from here, it's gone right up here, as it should. I'm as long overdue. So if I can save you making the same mistake as I did, I'm happy. So number 2 is boundaries. Number 3, wearing all the hats. This is very common. When you start off with your own therapy practice, you are the director and the cleaner. You are the accountant. You are the secretary. You're the therapist. You're the administrator. You're the assistant. You're the whatever you are, you're wearing all the hats. And that's just the way it is. Unless you find yourself in a very fortunate position where you've got a chunk of money behind you and you can start delegating tasks out. I didn't. So I was wearing all the hats. But I'm going to teach you a little skill from the world of life coaching. And this is called the 3Ds regarding wearing all these hats. In fact, it's 3Ds regarding decision making. The 3Ds, they stand for do it, delegate it, or delete it. So what I do now, I apply these 3Ds not only in my professional life, but in my personal life as well. So if I want an update on my website, here's my 3 choices. I can delete it, but I'd say, well, that doesn't really apply if I want an update on my website. Leaves me 2 choices. Do it or delegate it. If I do it, I'm probably going to mess it up. I've done that mistake before as well, but I've thought it's just a minor tweak, I can do this. I do it and everything stops working. And I still don't know to this day what I did wrong. So if do it or delegate it are the only options, what I do now, I delegate. And here's the beauty of delegating as opposed to doing. If your income is solely based on seeing clients, as soon as you remove yourself from seeing clients to go and do a task that you could have delegated and you don't really know how to do it, not only is it going to take you longer to do the task, but now you've prevented yourself from earning the income from the client who you could have seen. So in the beginning, you might have to wear all the hats. But when you get a bit more established and you've got a steady flow of clients and the finances allow for this, use the 3Ds. Delegate, do, delete. That's number 3. Number 4, fear. Common in everyone. No one is without fear. Show me a person who says they've got no fear. Look for the Pinocchio nose that's going to be growing as they say they've got no fear. Now, you might have a fear about your business. The fear could be something like, what if I don't have enough clients to pay the bills? What about if I don't get any clients? What about if no one knows who I am? What about if I don't earn money and I can't put food on the table? I don't know how to do a website. I don't want to go on social media. I don't want my face out there. I don't want to advertise myself. I'm embarrassed. I feel shy. You know those fears? You're going to have to get over them. Let me tell you a true fact. This is not a story. This is a fact. Because we don't live in some sort of utopian society, sadly, there are always going to be people who need help. And there's always going to be people who need help from someone just like you. Now, your role is to make that person know you exist. Think about an amazing supermarket and it's plonked in the middle of the countryside somewhere. And it's not on Google Maps. And it's not even listed on Google. And it hasn't got a website. But it's the best supermarket ever. What kind of custom do you think it's going to get? Is there going to be a queue around the block? Or are people going to find it just by accident? Because they haven't advertised what they do. Compare that to a supermarket that has exactly the same stock, a very, very good supermarket. And they say to people, they advertise, you know, if you want stuff, we're based here. Here's where we are on the map. So you're going to have to get over any fear you've got. We live in a digital age. Your clients are probably going to be very au fait in a digital world. So you've got to perform in your business to attract those clients who are looking on those platforms so they can find someone just like you. So this is number 4, fears. We've all got them, me as well. Do we have to get over them? It's essential. Now, will fears go forever? No. There's some things that I'm doing in my business at the moment. I haven't done it before. Some new things I'm trying out. Is there a bit of fear? Yeah, a little bit, because it's slowed me down because I've got to learn a new skill. But have I got the mindset of number 1? Yes. Yeah, I have. So it'll be all right. A mindset conquers fear. So this is where number 1 can be great at defeating number 4. Okay? Let's talk about probably the most important one, number 5. Number 5. There's a saying, no man is an island. That's quite an old saying. And maybe it should be, no one person is an island. You will get more done and get on track quicker and make less mistakes if you get a mentor. So important. Now, I've had so many mentors in my life, not only for my business, but for other things that I do. I play guitar as one of my hobbies. So I've had a guitar mentor in the past. Now, a mentor is such a big deal. I've had so many business mentors in the past and still do, and I always will. And I would suggest that it's a good idea for you to get at least one. And it doesn't even mean you've got to pay. Go on YouTube, there's loads of stuff that you can learn about your business. But ideally, if you get a mentor, it's someone who, they're not just someone on a screen and that's the only contact you have with them. Ideally, with a mentor, you can communicate with them directly. You can run an idea past them. You can listen to their advice. Get a mentor who's already done what you want to do as well. Make it important. If I want a really good mentor for my business, I'm not going to speak to someone who's being a mentor and building shops that sell milk. Great mentor for the milk business. But for me, if I'm looking for this, I want a business mentor. Ideally, who's therapy based. Ideally, who is being where I want to get to. Ideally, who I can communicate with that person and I can build up the know, like and trust, and they can help me with the little steps. Now, here's the important bit. A mentor is not going to do the work for you. A mentor is going to give you a few steps and then you go and explore. Give you a little steer here, a little steer there. I wouldn't recommend taking that path, because here's another problem with not having a mentor, and this is a mistake I made. And I don't mind owning up to this stuff. If it helps you, I don't mind. If you haven't got a mentor, you can be making a mistake. You can not know you're making a mistake, and you can keep on making it. That can either cost you time, money, or even worse, your mental health. I've done this before. And when I got a mentor and I explained, he said, oh no, I wouldn't do that. And I said, I know that now. And I know that now. So this is why getting a mentor is so important. Now, if you want to join my Facebook group, do you see the way I blended that in? How did I do? Is that smooth enough? If you want to join my Facebook group, it's also called Therapy Business School. And it's free. And on that group, it's a great group. The members are lovely. Come along, there's Facebook Lives, there's Zooms, there's tips and tricks and skills and a place to ask questions, a place to ask any questions of me. You can ask questions of the community. Has anyone experienced this? Any ideas how I can get this across the line? Together, we are stronger. If that interests you, the link for the Facebook group is in the description. All I would ask is, if you want to join, and it sounds like it's a thing that you'd enjoy, fill out the membership questions. If you fill out the membership questions, you're welcome in. If you don't fill out the membership questions, I'm sorry, you can't come in. All right? So these are just 5 tips, if you like, for things that you might need. Well, I wouldn't say you might. It's 5 things you're going to need to get where you want to get to. I hope this has been useful. If it has, please do the like, the share, and the subscribe. Tell your friends about this. I ask this in every video. It helps the YouTube algorithm. It helps me. If you'd like some content made in particular, drop me a message in the comments below. Let's share the love. I don't mind if a gang of you say, can you do something on this? Can you do something on that? I'm fine with it. This is why I made this channel. So that's all for the time being. So this is James, and this is Therapy Business School. And hopefully, because you've subscribed, of course, you'll get notified when I upload the next video. So until then, bye-bye.